Transformers Revenge of the Fallen is without a doubt the worst of the Bay films. Unfortunately, it was a victim of the writer's strike of 2008. Obviously, that didn't stop Michael Bay from making this movie. Starting with the fact that the movie began filming before a script was completed. Also, people wanted more Transformers, and we got more. A shit ton more, to the point where there was characters added at the last minute. An aspect of added characters to the movie were the Constructicons. The only purpose they served in the movie was to combine into Devastator, destroy a pyramid to reveal the Star Harvester, and then die. So why am I telling you this? It's because we begin the trilogy that is the Studio Series Constructicons. This week I'll be focusing on the Voyagers. Next week, the Deluxes and Leaders. And with the following week, the big guy himself. Starting with the most unique one of the Voyagers. And I say he's the most unique one because he's the first Constructicon where I only have the box set version and not the single release. You can thank Scalpers for that one. Accuracy wise, he's pretty spot on. One aspect of the original toy I wish this one had was those blades. Which confuses me because you would think someone would make an upgrade kit for that by now. But what he does come with is these molded missiles on his shield armor thingies. Articulation. I'm only showing this because there's probably someone out there who actually cares. To be honest, with articulation parts, I don't even know how to fill the part with my voice, so that's why I don't like it. Transformation. It's nice and simple, which would have made my 7-year-old self very happy considering I broke the arm on the original. The only issue with the transformation is the front part where it doesn't fully connect. So, yeah. Now we have vehicle mode, and since it's the box set version, he's got those shit stains on the side. And oh no, the exposed back that everybody doesn't like for some reason. I completely understand why it's exposed, and it absolutely does not bother me. And here's the vehicle mode next to the old vehicle mode from the old Devastator box set. And now, our first instance where I have the single release and the box set version. And he's also really accurate to the movie. Wouldn't you believe it, this is Scrapper's second ever toy. That includes a robot mode. The first being this Legends class toy all the way from 2009. Now that I think about it, I wonder if they're going to turn this guy into Trench from The Last Night. Wow, another articulation section of the video. Only 2 more to go. Transformation. For being his first Voyager outing, it's pretty good. And simple. Very nice and simple. The most notable part is that clicky ratchet joint that you have to do in order for this guy to be able to roll. And that vehicle mode is pretty nice to look at. I'm not sure if it's accurate to the movie, but it still looks good. And check this out. Look at that nice smooth roll. And here's Scrapper next to the old Devastator box set version of himself. Now this is where shit gets funky. Rampage in the movie is red, but while in the toys he was yellow. However, in the case of Skipjack, apparently He's the yellow bulldozer that you see when they combine in the movie. Then once Studio Series came along, Hasbro decided to fix the issue and say that Rampage is red and Skipjack is yellow. Continuing the theme, Rampage is accurate to the movie. Obviously Skipjack never showed up in his robot mode, but at least the toy gives us a what if scenario. Articulation. This one's the only unique one out of the 4 because he has no legs, and at least it's a shorter video clip. The only accessories that come with both Skipjack and Rampage are these exhaust pipes that can double as guns, and by far the most genius accessory to ever come with the Transformer, a base for both of them to be able to stand. Transformation, and once again it's pretty simple, and I'm very glad this one's very simple because on the old toy those treads were made out of rubber, and to plug them in it was a pain in the ass, so them being made out of hard plastic is very much appreciated. And guess what? Here's another thing everyone complains about. Oh, your parts for me. Shut up. And that sure is a bulldozer. And here's Skipjack next to the original Rampage from the Devastator box set. And here's another instance of where I have both the single release and the box set release. And the weird little headcanon I had for Mixmaster as a kid was that he was the leader of the Constructicons. I still somewhat believe that, but to be honest, there's technically not really an answer if he is or not. And for being the 4th figure in this video, guess what? He's also very accurate to the movie. Wow, would you look at that, the 4th instance of articulation in this video. So just watch the video to see what it does. The only disappointing part about the articulation is that you can't use the mixer parts as shield like he does in the Dark of the Moon game. And before we get into transformation, I will go over the solution that is the lack of his 3rd mode. It's not super accurate, but it's a compromise I'm willing to take over nothing. And I know you can get the thingamabob in the upgrade kit, but I don't have that, so I'd rather make do with what I have. Transformation, it's way more simple than the old toy, and I honestly feel really bad for those who had it back in the day because that shit's just origami. And the more I transform this figure, the more it makes me want to have the old toy because I never had it and it seems very interesting. Wouldn't you know it? He turns into a cement truck. Almost like his name's Mixmaster or something. And here's Mixmaster next to the Mixmaster from the old Devastator box set. Well, that's parts 1 out of 3 of the Constructicons. Stay tuned for next week when we take a look at the deluxes and leaders.